Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 278. I'm Phil Graham, and welcome to the upcoming holiday Facebook ads season. It seems early to talk about this, but if you're not preparing now, then you're preparing to fail. When it comes to preparing for success with ads during the holidays, this is one of the most important times in September and October. That is when you plant the seeds for success to sprout up in November and December and onwards, other times of the year as well. Most people are not planting, they're just spamming. You don't want to do that. I'm going to teach you guys what we do and what I recommend you guys do. And it's given us tremendous success during holiday seasons many times. So in this episode, I'm going to teach you what we do and how you can dominate Facebook and Instagram ads this holiday season here in 2022. You guys, I cannot believe that it's now September. That's just crazy. Here in the US, we just got done with a 3-day holiday weekend, which was really nice. We had a barbecue, spent some time with family. We started looking for a puppy, did stuff around the house, and just had a great weekend. I hope you guys did too. And basically, summer's almost over, which is just nuts. But you know what? This is the time to start preparing to crush the holiday season when it comes to ads. We're going to be talking a lot about that today. Now, before we get into that, I did want to mention I've been getting a lot of messages and DMs from people, and I want to thank you guys so much for reaching out and sending messages and asking questions. I wanted to just make sure that you guys understand that I get a lot of that stuff, and even though it might take some time, I will get back to each and every single one of you. So if I have not gotten back to you yet, don't take it personal. I promise I will respond to your message personally. And also, if you guys do want to get in touch, if you're looking for some one-on-one coaching, I work with so many clients where we do coaching. I also obviously work with clients where I run ads for them, but when we're doing coaching one-on-one, it's so much better than courses. So whether you're looking for some coaching or you actually want somebody to run your ads for you for either one of those things, I'm always happy to talk to you. We can connect. You can go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. Now let's jump right into the content of this week's episode. What we're going to talk about today applies to every type of business out there. Don't think it's just for e-commerce. Yes, it is for e-commerce, but it's also for anyone that offers services or local business or digital products or coaching. It applies to any and all of those types of businesses. Anybody who would actually be advertising it applies to. So this is for everybody. And we're going to be talking about how you can prepare so you're in the best position to leverage and really crush it this holiday season. I've been running ads for so many years now, and I've been through tons of different holiday seasons, and I know exactly what we do and what we should do and shouldn't do to have the most success. And I really want to make sure you guys understand that too. And I also want to help you avoid 3 really common mistakes that advertisers make and entrepreneurs make around this time of year. So with that being said, let's start with the 3 mistakes that I'm going to teach you what I recommend you do to prepare for the holiday season. Mistake number 1 that a lot of advertisers make is they tend to start spending less money, especially once we get closer to Black Friday and in late November, early December, because they see CPMs, the cost of going ads going up, or they just see more ads and feel like it's more competitive. And so they spend less money. That is not the right way to think. In fact, you should be thinking the opposite. Imagine, I'm going to give a non-sports reference. Imagine you're fishing. I don't think fishing is a sport, right? I doubt it. I don't think so. So imagine you're fishing and there's a lot of people fishing, but you're not really catching anything. And then all of a sudden people start catching fish and fish are everywhere. that's not the time to stop fishing. In fact, you want your fishing pole or bait, whatever they call it, in the water all the time if there's fish biting. And it's really similar when it comes to the holiday season. Even though it might cost a little more because CPMs go up, way more people are spending money buying things that time of year. So you're crazy not to be advertising. So I definitely would not be spending less money. In fact, I would be spending more money during that time of year. So don't make that mistake. Number two, some people do spend more money, which is good, but unfortunately, they do it without a good plan. They do it by running ads that are not optimized, that are not good ads. They don't have hooks. They're not strategically thought out. They're not using data to make their decisions. They didn't plant the seeds that you should be planting now in order to have success once we hit November and December. And that is a huge mistake that can cost you a lot of money. You don't want to do that. And last but not least, number three, a lot of marketers and advertisers and entrepreneurs make this mistake, and that is just waiting and either not running ads or not preparing now. Knowing that, hey, you want to run ads in November, for example, and December, but you just wait until then. That is a huge mistake. You do not want to do it without preparing now if you can help it. So don't make those three mistakes. So now let's talk about the good stuff. I'm going to share what we do to ensure our success each holiday season. And these types of things have helped us tremendously. It's made us a lot of money for clients, and it's stuff that just works extremely well. And here's one of the keys to this. We actually start preparing now. Like as I record this, we're in early September. This is when you should be planting seeds. Like I said earlier, you plant seeds in September and October to harvest in November and December and onwards. If you don't plant the seeds, then you can't really expect that good of a harvest, if any. So you want to plant the seeds by putting extra focus in September and October in running a lot of top of the funnel awareness, what I call value ads, value bomb ads, to grow and also nurture a cold audience and turn them into a warm audience during that time frame. This is something that if you do it right, it could literally cut off months or years of trial and error for you. It can work extremely well. But the key is September and October is a great time to be doing that before you're really going, and scaling and going more for sales during the actual holiday time. So use these couple months to put out value ads that educate, inspire, entertain people. You can still have a call to action in there. You can still sell stuff right now, but that shouldn't be your only goal. Because if you focus on building up that audience now through ads, through something that's scalable, something that you can measure, your chances of success when even more people are buying stuff in November and December go way up. So use this time to run a lot of top of the funnel ads and do it in a way that you're running good ads, obviously. The next tip I have for you guys, ads are more focused on sales in November and December. So when we run stuff in November and December, it's kind of like, you planted the seeds earlier and now you get to reap the harvest. But again, it does not work if you don't properly plant the seeds. So use September and October to plant those seeds. In November, December, I'll talk a little bit more later about what to do exactly in those months, but you're going to be doing more ads focused on sales and call to actions and stuff like that. Now, mentally and strategically, you also want to plan for higher CPMs. CPM stands for cost per thousand. If you don't know what that means, it's normal for CPMs to go up during the holidays because there's more advertisers. And so there's more people advertising. It costs a little bit more to get in front of your audience. Again, that is normal, and that's actually a good thing. The reason there's more advertisers is why? It's because way more people are buying stuff. And again, it doesn't matter if you're e-commerce or a service business or a coach or anything else. People are on their phones or on their devices more often, and they're buying things more often. So the higher cost is totally worth it for us. And it should be for you as well. So don't let fear of the CPMs mess you up and cost you money. Now, you obviously have to run good ads to take advantage of that. And hopefully you've been listening to this podcast to learn how to do that. But do not let higher CPMs get you. To me, I love it because I know more people are buying stuff. So I do more during those times. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is tuning out the noise and the fake scammers. Now, I talk about this quite a bit. Someday I'll probably do a whole episode on it because I have so much to say about it that I haven't said because I know a lot of what goes on out there. But just real briefly, there's so many people out there that will try and act like they have this either a template or this magical thing that'll just change your life. If you just follow this plan, you're going to make $1 bajillion. Like, that's all BS. Don't listen to anybody that makes those kind of claims because that stuff is just complete BS. Tune all that crap out. It doesn't help you. Another thing I want you guys to focus on now is I want you to check your website and landing page speed. So go to Google and type in site speed. Look for a site called GT Metrics. And then you can put in the URL of your website. You could also put the URL of certain and specific pages of your site, like landing pages. And you want to make sure that your site speed is loading really quickly. Like, you want each page to load within 2 seconds or less. When I check these for clients, sometimes I'm really happy because they get an A grade and I see quick loading pages. Other times I might see a page that takes 8 seconds to load. And I'm like, hey, this is going to kill conversions. You got to get it loading faster. So now is the time to be checking it. You should really check it on a regular basis regardless, but definitely now as you prepare for hopefully what would be more ads during the holiday season. Check your site speed. If it's not where it needs to be, figure out how to make that happen, whether it's a plugin or something else. You shouldn't have to spend a bunch of money to make it happen. It should be easily fixable if there's issues, but you want to make sure you check it because a slow loading site can definitely cost you sales. It will cost you a lot of sales. Another part of our strategy, when I say to launch a lot of top of the funnel awareness ads in September and October, what we do is we launch different types of ads during this time frame. So it's what I call micro content ads. Because what I want to do is I want to put out different ad angles out there to see what people are responding to the most. What types of angles are they responding to? For example, I've got some clients in the beauty industry, amongst many, many other industries. We work with almost every industry, but in the beauty industry, and it's a beauty school, and they teach people, how to learn cosmetology and other things like that. And there's different ad angles. Like, one angle that can really help people in that kind of industry is talking about being able to work for yourself. And you really have an unlimited upside to the potential money you can make if you're really good in that industry. So that is one angle, for example. But another angle is not focused purely on money. It's more focused on freedom, having the ability to set your own schedule, to attend your kids' events, and enjoy what you're doing. So for some people, that's going to be the hook that gets their attention. They don't care as much about the unlimited earning potential, although that's nice, but the hook is the time freedom and the ability to spend more time with their kids. Whereas with somebody else, it's the opposite. They're focused on the opportunity and they want to make a ton of money. Neither one of them are wrong. Like, for their each individual situations, they're right for themselves. If you're trying to put ads in front of the right person, but with the wrong message that isn't right for them, it's not going to work that well. So if you knew with your audience what was most important to them, and you had like 3 or 4 or 5 different ad angles, kind of like I just talked about, but it's specific to what you sell. If that were the case, and you knew for each person which one liked what, then guess what? That's valuable data. That's like gold, because then you can retarget them and talk to them more about that same thing that they engaged with in the first place. So the beautiful thing about ads is you obviously can't just like get on a Zoom call with everybody in the world and ask them, hey, what's important to you? But you don't have to. You can run these micro content ads that are specific to one ad angle a piece, like one for each ad. And you see who engages with each ad, which angles are getting more engagement, more clicks, a better click-through rate. And then you can retarget people specifically that engage with certain types of ads and talk to them more about that same thing. This is the time that you should be doing that kind of stuff. It is so valuable. And then you'll get data that, like I said, it's like gold. And you can do this with your messaging in your ad copy. And you can also do this with your audiences as well together. So those are the types of ads we're running in September and October. And then we also test many different audiences, usually 5 to 10 different audiences at least during those months, because we want to identify a couple true winners out of the bunch. And we also evaluate our current and our past data in our ads accounts to make better decisions for what we're going to do in the upcoming months. Now, for us, we do things right. Like we test the right way. We always know why something didn't work or why it did work. So we can definitely pinpoint all of our data in the right way. It's a skill. For a lot of you guys, you're not truly going to be able to do that quite yet, but I want to still get you in the habit of looking at data and hopefully getting you better at data so you can develop that skill. That's what people don't talk about. They just try and scam you with stuff. Developing the skill of evaluating data and making good decisions based off of that can save you and make you so much more money. It's crazy. Obviously, there's no guarantees when it comes to ads, but for me, using data in a smart way has changed my life and the life of many others as well. So it's helped tremendously. And I highly recommend you guys focus more and more on that. We also test different ad objectives. Don't just run conversions only in September and October. I recommend you guys test a bunch of different ad objectives and just collect some data and see what works best. So that's a broad kind of plan of what we do in September and October. Do you see why it's so important to do that now? Like that's a lot of stuff. You can't wait until November to do all that. You'll set yourself up for failure. You got to do it now. Now, when we get into like late October and certainly into November and December, like that's prime time. That's holiday season, 100%. So what we're doing at that point of time is I usually take my 2 best audiences that I've identified in September and October through testing, and my 2 best ad angles and my 2 best objectives. And those are like the players I send onto the field for the Super Bowl. And our Super Bowl is, let's say, the holiday season. But we're sending proven winners. We're not guessing. That's the beautiful part of this. And then we run ads that are a little bit more focused on a call to action. Now, that doesn't mean we're not still giving value. I absolutely still give value even during the holidays. But we do run more ads that are focused on call to action because we earned it. We planted the seeds. We gave them value and built that trust prior to that. And so we're able to do that much more easily. We also like to run flash sales and different things like that. We still do more testing during the holiday months as well. And then I really scale the budget up in November and December based off of data. We start with those 2 audiences, ad angles, and objectives that have worked best. We get them running for a couple weeks. And then based off of the data and evaluating all that, we can scale what's working. And if something's not working, I can pinpoint why and change it until it works or fix it in some way. And that's a general plan of what we do to prepare and also execute during the holiday season. So again, don't make that mistake of just running normal ads now and then running a bunch of new ads in November, December, or even worse, not even running ads that time of year. That's crazy for most businesses. You definitely should be running ads if you guys want more customers and clients. So if you guys have questions, this is kind of a lot of stuff, but if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. This plan works really well for us, and I would encourage you guys to test it out yourself. Episode 278 is in the books, my friends. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up very soon, so stay tuned, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.